Hello folks and welcome to the Vertigo Tea Party, and let's try Anoxemia? Anoxemia? I'm bad with words. Anyway, it's developed by BSK Games, published by Zombaco? You can pick it up for $7.99 on Steam. You can get it for Windows, Linux, Steam Play, and Mac. It supports Steam achievements, trading cards, has partial controller support, and cloud saves. So we're going to hop in. I'm actually going to go back one stage. I've got about an hour and a half-ish into this game. It does let you go back to previous stages, which is pretty cool. I'm on stage 12. We're going to go back to 11. We'll end up playing two different stages. It'll be relatively short, I believe, just to kind of show off how the game works. Now, this is a kind of exploration physics puzzle game. I wouldn't call it horror. I would say that it was more, let's see, atmospheric, if you will. So I'm actually controlling this little ball here. I forget its name, but basically it's kind of what's keeping our little person behind it. So when I move, you'll notice he kind of follows after it. I can make him stop by hitting spacebar and then move. Now I'm moving with the WASD keys. There's options to use the controller or the mouse. I've actually found WAS to be my favorite. I actually haven't tried the controller yet, but the mouse I tried, wasn't a big fan. WAS feels pretty good. And also when I hit control, I send out a ping, like a sonar ping. At the top, also it will show me my current energy levels. If I run out of energy, the little ball dies. And also at the bottom is my oxygen levels. If I run out of oxygen, the little dude dies. But anyway, yeah, I hit space, I can make him stop. And then if I hit it again, he'll follow me. So I want to go down here, I want to grab this stuff. This is energy, and that's oxygen for our dude. But these little mines will hit us with imp fields, which damage our energy. So let's see if we can't pull them away. Oop. It also likes to give us these little creepy messages. This game's kind of weird. I don't think that hurts at all, them hitting him. I think he's kind of there to block that. So we're going to pick up the energy for ourselves. Now, some things the ball picks up, some things the person picks up. The ball picks up energy and upgrades for itself. The little dude man has to pick up the cans. You can also do a harpoon, and you'll pull it up, and he'll grab it. Even though he didn't graphically grab it, you get the idea. The guy follows pretty well. I don't know why this analogy struck in my mind, but it made me think of those like terrible parents that walk around in like the mall and have their kids tethered to them. It kind of makes me think of that for some reason. So we got to avoid this up here, this poison. I don't think we can. Ah, that does work. Okay, well, let's see. Can we? I don't think we can harpoon that. Nope. Now, the mines, obviously...
Sometimes I feel like somebody is watching me.
It always feels like somebody's watching me. Anyway, this is acid or poison. We definitely do not want... We want to avoid that. The ball can't really die unless it runs out of energy. Human dies super easy. These balls don't explode, but they disable his suit, and he just kind of just kind of hangs there, and he can't really do anything special with him. You can also hit shift, and he'll kind of push forward very quickly. However, it uses a pretty good bit of his energy, which I did not realize for a while. So see, I found it better not to use that. And then again, these little creepy messages pop up. There's some things like that that are dangerous. And this is a lot easier now that I realize. I just now realized you could destroy the mines. I didn't think that you could. Now you run into stuff like this, where the person's blocked by that. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just have him come out here, and I'll make him stop. And the ball can just kind of, nope. But you can't get too far away from him, which can be a bit annoying sometimes. So I'm just gonna make him stop. I think our oxygen's low. Yeah, about 1:45. We're probably not gonna make it, but I just kind of want to show you this puzzle. It's okay if we die. That's fine for now. I'm just kind of showing off the mechanics of the game. Come on, get over that hump. Nope, nope, nope. Don't roll all the way back, please. And there's probably another way to do this that's better, and it's hard to get him under. He can't like scrunch up. I don't know if he's just a pain or what, but anyway, you get the idea of how that works. But yeah, it's a very atmospheric game. I like the atmosphere. I like the whole underwater creepy. Your vision's very limited. That whole alone feeling has kind of got that creepy water, you know, the deep underwater sound. Oh, you could oxygen. Grab that, please. Don't. I think those things will kill you. Please be careful, just in case. This is energy for the ball. The ball. I wish I could remember what it was called. The ball also. Can I kill these things? No. The ball also can get upgrades. Okay, we found the... This was a very, very short stage.
Second half of the sub. Maybe I'll find something useful in here.
On occasion, you get these comics which kind of progress the story a little bit more. But the story is more one of those more where you have to kind of pay attention to what's going on. I have not been in this stage before, by the way, so this is going to be new to me. I have went in another part of the sub, and this is where it gets a little bit creepier because everything's dark until you go into the room, and then it lights up. And you do have to be careful because pretty much anything that can hurt the human kills him instantly. So here's some items. Go ahead and pick that up. See what he says.
As described here, there is an entry to the base through the caverns.
Okay. All right, we got to be careful here because you should be able to see that kind of watery effect. That means there's a very hard push there. But anyway, the story's told more through not just straight up dialogue saying, oh, this is what's happening. This is, oh, this horrible creature has happened or is doing whatever it's doing, and this is the backstory. You more have to kind of pay attention, look around you, see what's going on, listen to what the characters say, things of that nature. And I like that version. I like storytelling like that. Sometimes kind of
go deeper.
Yes, we do. Keep your minds out of the gutter, boys and girls. But yeah, I like exploring the submarines. Most of the stage that I've played so far have actually been outside. Almost hit that thing up there. Again, these things can't kill the human, and there are some creatures, like a submarine-looking thing with spikes. I don't know quite what it's supposed to be, but it will kill your person, like everything else, with one hit. Now, these boxes you can find, you just get close to them and do your little sonar thing, and you wait, and usually it opens the first try. We got some energy. Energy doesn't really seem to be a big deal. You use energy when you harpoon, but I usually have a lot of energy. As you can see, I've got like 17 minutes of energy left. I think that your energy carries over from stage to stage. All right, that looks dangerous. All right, you're going to wait there. Again, keeping in mind this ball thing pretty much never dies. Okay. So we'll go ahead and bring him down here. Carefully. Again, I think those things can kill you. Oh, we want to avoid that because, again, that disables his suit. So as you can see, there's really right now, it's not a lot of challenge. Every now and then there's kind of, like earlier on, there seemed to be more puzzles. More actual, I guess you would call it, gameplay elements where you have to figure out what to do. Past the first couple stages, it's been pretty straightforward. There was one stage in particular that I honestly got... Lead it to the sensor. Also, well, let me say this real quick. Early on, there was like one stage in particular where, because inside the stages, there are no checkpoints. So if you die, you have to do the entire stage all over again. Anything you get out of the boxes stays with you, like upgrades, things like that. But like picking up objectives, you had to do that again. Oh, okay, open that up. This looks like it could crush us, but let's go up here. All right, I think we're good. Oh, open the hatch and go on up. But yeah, ever since then, it feels more of a just navigate. There hasn't really been any serious, what I would call gameplay elements. You're not solving puzzles. You're not like fighting off creatures or doing anything. You're just basically, like we're doing in the last two stages, navigating the course, which, is not necessarily a bad thing. This is good. This refills our oxygen. But I don't know where we're supposed to go from here. All right, we're up to 10 minutes on our oxygen, 15 minutes on energy, so that's pretty darn good. I like the atmosphere of the game overall, for sure. And like I said, there was one part where I got really frustrated because it was a relatively long stage. And, I mean, not that long, but long enough. Hold on.
This map looks like it was chewed up by a rabid pit bull. No use to anyone now.
But it was like, yeah, having to redo it over and over and over again. Pretty tedious. Okay, maybe those don't kill you. I'm not going to push it, though. But yeah, they definitely seem like early on, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. I had to solve these puzzles. I have to avoid these dangerous creatures and navigate the minefields. But again, since then, it's been kind of like...
must complete the mission.
He says that a lot. He repeats dialogue a decent amount. Not to the point that it's really annoying, but noticeable. That in particular, he says a lot. I must complete the mission. Let's see if we can... We go down. Sometimes a situation like this too, where it's dark, it's hard to figure out where you can go. Like here, I was just kind of skimming the bottom. Uh-oh. Come on. He might be stuck. Uh-oh, that's not good. Come on. There we go. I had to kind of tell him to burst. Don't cross the, I guess. I like the ambient music. Ooh, what's this?
Now we're talking. This is what I was looking for.
Hopefully we don't get any like major spoilers. When you see this, it means you're done and you're about
Going
to be...
into this cavern, are we? There's got to be an entrance to the base around here somewhere.
Okay. I definitely like the overall atmosphere of the game. I feel like it's, again, mostly lacking in gameplay elements itself. It's a little bit strange that you're like the ball thing, the orb, and you're having him kind of follow you around, and it can definitely be tricky sometimes trying to get him to do what you want him to do because of that. However, all things considered, it actually works pretty well. There's only been a few times where I got frustrated because I was trying to control him, but he did something else. Considering you're not directly controlling him and he's just kind of floating after you, it actually handles pretty well. I'm actually going to get him killed here just to kind of show you what it's like. Sometimes it's a trial and error thing, finding out what will kill you. Some stuff's obvious, like the mines. Obviously, those are bad. But sometimes stuff like that looks normal, but will kill you. All right, so we're going to need to be careful here. We don't want to get disabled. And again, disabling's not horrible.
Unlikely if the back entrance to the base wasn't armed with some kind of defense.
Whoop. Now, that's one thing I've noticed a lot. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but those little mini submarines, here recently, those things have been charging me, and they will just disappear before they get to me, which is a bit odd. So I'm going to scan here.
Contamination here are different. I need to collect them to get more info about the contamination.
Okay, so we're getting kind of back to the actual gameplay elements instead of just exploring, which again, I'm not saying necessarily that's a bad thing, that just having, you know, more exploration elements over gameplay elements is bad.
Acts really weird.
Oops.
I wonder if someone's controlling him, or is he autonomous?
So yeah, there's a little bit of back and forth between them, but just kind of go back what I was talking about earlier. I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing that it's mostly just kind of follow the path and, you know, pay attention and learn the story. But that's something, you know, you might want to know as a player. So here, of course, he can't squeeze in because he refuses to buckle his knees. So he can just harpoon it over and he'll grab it. Got to get all that oxygen. I like how it flies over here, but he still grabs it. I actually do like that. I'm not being sarcastic. Basically, you just left click and drag, and it shoots the harpoon out. How are we doing? All right, about 11-ish minutes on both. We're going to grab some more of this dynamite. We're going to avoid that, because I swear I've been killed by that before. I could be wrong, but it feels like I have. Just to be safe, I'm going to avoid it. But yeah, it's interesting that even though you control the orb, you're still kind of thinking, okay, this is me. The human is me. But the dialogue indicates otherwise. Like the way he talks.
The mission must be completed. I can do this.
All right, we're going to set that dynamite. By the way, that little red there indicates that you can blow it out with dynamite that you conveniently find underwater. And, like with these oxygen tanks. And there's elements to the story of that as well. Like he'll comment, like, who left all these oxygen tanks around? Like, I don't think he's doing it necessarily in a joking manner. I think he really means like something is going on. Like there's a reason all this stuff is down here when it really has no reason to be. So that's pretty interesting, and I'm, you know, it's one of those things I am interested in finding out what's going on. Here's the boulder from up top. This may or may not play into something else. All right, let's get out of there. We do not want to blow up. But yeah, you know, the whole thing about it being largely more atmospheric, kind of a casual playthrough, and the gameplay elements are so far relatively minimal. Again, that's going to be fine with a lot of folks. And a lot of folks, you know, might not like that, and that's why I mention it specifically. All right, let's. All right, you're gonna stay here. Nope, you're gonna. There we go. It's not really a lot. Wait, can I? Nah, the boulder's too big. All right, so let's go back around. We'll pull our human with us again. But yeah, the dialogue between them, it tends to indicate again, kind of like how earlier he says something about, I wonder if, let's see, he got zapped. So he'll kind of follow, sort of, but it's a lot slower and he gets, you know, hung up on stuff. There we go. And he'll eventually snap out of it. But given the situation, it can be pretty bad to get zapped like that. Gray marks quest items, red marks enemies, by the way. Oh, here's the stream. I didn't even notice it because I was busy yapping. But yeah, I like the dialogue that hints that you're not really control. Like,
try to collect as much oxygen as possible.
I know. Stop interrupting me, please. All right, you stay here. No. Is there anything down here? No. But yeah,
I don't remember. How did I get on the ship in the first place?
You wanna? Is it really that hard? Come on. You got that over there. Come on. All right. There might be the case. Actually, tell you what. Let's do this. I might not finish the stage depending on how long it takes, just so you know. Minimal of spoilers, since this is one of those games where, you know, part of the point is picking things out. But it is kind of interesting to me that the first few stages really seem to be about more difficult navigation, navigating through mines, and all this kind of more trickier stuff, avoiding enemies. And like later stages have been easier, right? Like normally it's, you know, you start off the easy stuff and difficulty slowly gets higher. It seems like the opposite with this game. Nope, we can't do that. It seems like the opposite with this game. It seems like it started off harder, and especially after that one stage that was pretty long and I died several times and ended up getting pissed off. That one actually seemed to be pretty minimal. Kind of actually stuck now. But yeah, I'm probably not going to show a whole lot more because again, I kind of want you to figure it out for yourself. Because I feel like we're supposed to block this off. Can we? Oh wait, we can't do that. Okay. Oh. See, this thing's a lot of times, yeah, it just disappears like that. I don't quite understand that, but and you can get as far away from him as you want, and he won't die. He can't follow us because of the current. I don't really know if there's anything we can do down here. We can't pick again. We cannot pick things up without him. There's not a big reason to even be here, but I kind of want to see in case there is something we can do. Because oops, oh god, I ran right into that. So yeah, those things taking our energy and causes you to black out, so that's not good. Is there a way to get down this
Sometimes the drone acts really weird. I wonder if someone's controlling him, or is he autonomous?
Yeah, okay, well, I'm really stuck here. And like I said, not really the point of this is not to watch me try to figure this out. It's to kind of show you how the game works. So I think it's a pretty short list try, but I think this gives you an idea of how this game works. It's interesting. It's one of those games where I like the whole underwater thing in general. That's why I love games like BioShock, like City Underwater. I love that kind of thing. So that I like the ambient music and sound. By the way, and I want to show you this one option real quick. You can switch to post effects, which is nice. Oh, by the way, let me show you one of my pet peeves about this game. Now, this is going to seem pretty minor. Now, you'll notice when I escaped out to the menu and hit play, it starts all over again. This doesn't just hitting escape doesn't just take you to the menu, it exits the stage and goes to the menu. That is one of the things, not especially when you have a game that's PC, as far as I can tell, PC only, when you ignore like PC gaming standards that have been around forever, that like it really sticks in my craw, right? Like, it seems like a minor thing, and it is a minor thing. It's not something where I'd say, well, this game was cool, but when I hit escape, it makes me leave the level, so you should avoid it. It's just one of those things that I write off because I'm like, oh, that's just a minor thing. Don't worry about it. But it's like in the back of my head. Whenever I want to go to hit escape, and you can pause the game by hitting enter. But when you hit escape, typically in PC games, it goes to a menu, right? It pauses the game, you go to a menu. Obviously, there are exceptions, and even like Blizzard doesn't do it right. It's F10 because StarCraft was F10 a billion years ago. But most games, hit escape, it pauses, it goes to the menu. Or at the very least, it opens the menu if it doesn't pause. This game closes out of the level and goes to the menu. First off, that's crazy. Like, that's going to catch so many people, and it's going to be very annoying to people, especially people like me who are used to hitting escape to pause real quick. It's super, super annoying. To make it worse, when you hit escape again when you're in the menu, it just closes the game. Like, it doesn't prompt you or anything. Because what a lot of people do, myself included, was I hit escape, going to the menu, which I presumed the game was paused and it was just showing me the menu. And I looked at the settings and I hit escape again to get back into the game, because escaping again usually closes the menu and gets you back to the game. The game closed. And I was like, what? Like, it took me a while to process that it did that. And then later on is when I realized that, oh, wait, it actually, you know, is closing that stage out, and there's no way to resume. Once you've hit escape, you're done. Like, you have to do that whole stage over. Now, most stages are pretty short that I've experienced so far, so it's not a huge deal, but there are some longer ones, and if you hit escape on accident out of habit, you're going to be super pissed off that you're going to have to redo that. That really needs to be changed. That's just a huge pet peeve of mine. But also, you might have noticed I turned on that visual effect. Some people will probably like this version better. It's kind of like liney, I guess you would call it. Kind of like, I don't know. I don't like the effect. I like the other effect better. But, you know, you have the choice. So just to show you the other options. One, you can select your level, as long as it's a level you've been to. I like that. I like being able to go back to levels, especially because there are some boxes that you can find. There's not collectibles as far as I can tell. So I don't know if there's a huge reason to go back, other than maybe to try to get other energy or just to finish exploring the level just for fun. But it's cool that it's there. The comic, you can actually watch the comic up until the point you've gotten to, because again, as I mentioned before, as you kind of get further in the game, you unlock more of the comic that's kind of telling you what's going on. Audio volume is, and this is another thing that I know is small, but is a pet peeve of mine. There's no separate volumes for music and sound effects, and there's like, what, 4 levels: highest, medium, low, and off. Really dislike that. Again, minor, but it's just something that kind of bugs me. Controller, you can switch between WASD, mouse, and keyboard, sort of. I think it kind of freaks out when I choose controller. I think because I don't have one connected, and it realizes that as soon as I move the mouse. But you do have the 3 options there. You have the post effects, which again, this is with it off, and that is with it on. Again, I prefer it with off, but other people might like it back on. Subtitles on or off. Help will show you the controls. And that's all the options you've got. You also have resolution options before you start the game. You can pick the graphic options and the resolution options. But anyway, that is Anoxemia. I don't know, probably mispronouncing. Interesting game. Again, it's only $7.99. If you're more into kind of a laid-back exploration, kind of creepy game where, you know, there's not a lot of, you know, hardcore game elements. I mean, there are some parts that are a bit tricky. Like I said, there was that one stage that I had to do multiple times. It was getting really frustrated because I had to redo parts over and over again, and to me, that drives me nuts, having to redo things over and over again. So there are those elements, like those times that it comes up that you're like, whoa, this took us drastic difficulty. It's not, I don't want to oversell it. It's not super hard, but it was significantly harder than it had been up to that point. And then since then, it's been right back to being really, really easy. So it's interesting that the difficulty fluctuates so much. But if you're into more atmospheric games, maybe give it a try. If you're looking for something that's a good combination of atmosphere, interesting, a little backstory that's not like force-fed to you, but you kind of have to pick it up yourself, but has more gameplay elements, something akin to like Limbo, I would say this probably doesn't, at least so far, doesn't really have enough game mechanics. Again, you know what I mean. I'm not saying it's not a game, but you know what I mean when I say it doesn't have like game mechanics. Times where I'm having to figure out puzzles and find out ways to get through things. A lot of times I'm just moving forward or finding that one area that's open that I can walk through, or float through rather, to get to the end of the stage, which again is not necessarily a bad thing, but for me, I would have liked to see more puzzles, kind of like how I got stuck at the end there, where I didn't know where to go, and now I had to figure out, you know, how to go. That's cool. I like that, and so I have to actually kind of think. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, also, this was a press copy. I always mark it in my notes, and I always forget. This was provided to me by BSK Games. It's press copy, just FYI. But yeah, make sure to leave comments. Let me know what you thought of this video. Follow me on Twitter. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.